Hey there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And for those of you who are new here, my name's Amy. I'm a full-time reseller, primarily on the Poshmark app. And today I'll be doing another ship with me video. You guys really seem to like these. I have fun doing them. And I hope that it gives you tips on some different unique type items that you can keep your eyes out for at thrift stores and estate sales, so that you can just broaden things that you can make a profit on in your reselling business. So let's get started. The first item is this semi-vintage, I don't know if you can see that. It's a little baby shoe charm pendant and has little diamonds on the bow there. And this is 14 karat gold. I picked this up at an estate sale, and I don't think they knew what it was because they had it priced at just $10. I had originally listed this for $249, and I had sent out a few different offers, including a 20% off offer with discounted shipping. The buyer didn't accept that, but they did. This was last week that I sent that out, and this week they sent me an offer for $190, which I thought was great. I'm thrilled with that. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my net profit $142, which, you know, I love. Well, who doesn't love big profit items? I would much rather sell fewer items with higher profits so that I have to do less work. You know, that's how we all want it to work out, huh? So I am using this cute little plastic box. I get these at the dollar store in sets of 10, and people really seem to like them. Then I'm using ribbon. I looked for it at estate sales and thrift stores for 25 cents, 10 cents, you know, just really affordable prices, because I figure people are just going to throw that away anyway, so I'd rather not buy new. So I'm going to go ahead and seal this up on camera here, and I will affix the label later. The next item that sold is this vintage wool tweed double-breasted coat. Now this is a woman's coat. It has kind of a masculine look to it, but the cut on it is a real fit and flare, just really beautiful, flattering cut on it. I had picked this up during winter at the Goodwill for $19.99, but I had a 10% off coupon, so I paid about $18 for it. And I almost didn't buy it because of the price, but I was trying it on to see what the fit was like and make sure there was no stains or anything. And when I was trying it on, I had 3 different people stop me and be like, you should get that, you should get that. So that always seems like a good sign to me if people stop and say that something looks really good. So it did take a little bit to sell, and here it is, the middle of July, and someone is buying it. I actually sold another one of these heavy coats last week or the week before. And I had this listed for $129, and the buyer bought it for full price. So that is super exciting. Sometimes, you know, I always like to pick up these unique vintage coats. Sometimes they take a little bit longer to sell if you're going to price them high. So, you know, I probably could have priced this at 50 or 60 bucks and it would have sold pretty quickly. But most of the time, I don't really mind waiting for higher dollar amounts on these unique vintage items. And in this case, it worked out. So like I said, it sold for $129. I had paid $18, which made my net profit $85.20. I am thrilled with that. I'm going to use this large box. It's kind of a cube box number 7. And I like to use that for my big coats. I wrapped it in, this is plastic garment bags like the dry cleaners use. I actually picked these up at an estate sale last summer, but I'm sure you can get something similar off Amazon. Typically I cut them in half to reduce waste, but because this is a full-length coat, I thought that I would include the whole garment cover in case the buyer wants to use it to store the item. So the last item that I sold on Poshmark over the weekend is this pair of Silver Lake jeans. And I believe that's how it's pronounced. That's what the tag looks like. And these are new with tags. I had picked them up at the Goodwill. And they were marked $8.99, but I had a 20% off coupon. So I paid about $7 for them. I had these listed for quite some time. I think I started out at like $149 because the retail on this brand is really high. And because these were new with tags, I was hopeful that I could get a higher price for them. But a buyer offered me $60 and I jumped at that and decided to accept it because I think I just had these listed too high for it being on the resale secondhand market. And that still left me with a good profit. So that made my net profit $41. Very happy with that. Happy to move these out so that I can take some of that profit and put it towards other items to resell. So I also have had a really good week last week with sales of my furniture items. So I haven't really talked about that much, but I also resell vintage furniture and home decor. I do that locally on Facebook Marketplace and on some other websites. So I am going to show you what has sold over the last 7 days for my vintage furniture, which it's been really great. Poshmark had been a little bit slow for me, so I kind of started shifting my focus a little bit and started listing some of my furniture, which I should have listed right away, but I get lazy sometimes. And it's been really great because I have sold 4 pieces of furniture, and someone who saw my listings on Facebook Marketplace asked if they could come in and look through my little shop to see what else I have, and they spent $400 on just other random stuff that I had. So it's been really great. So I will show you next what sold, or right here now, what sold this last week, so you can kind of see what kind of profits I can make and the style of furniture that I like to pick up and flip. So we'll see in a second. Okay, so the first item that sold last week is this Danish modern teak veneer desk. And this is by Domino Mobler. And there is a sticker underneath with the name brand. I really like picking up mid-century modern style furniture. I found this at a Goodwill when we were on vacation on the Oregon coast, and it was only $25, which is really a great price. I don't know if you can see it, but this has quite a few scratches and scuffs, but that didn't bother me. I picked it up anyways. I listed this on cherish.com, and it was listed for quite some time. I would say about 6 months, but I listed it for $629 and it sold for full price. So Cherish charges a 20% commission. Sorry for the background noise here. So after that commission and my cost of goods, that made my net profit $478.20. Wowee, on one item. That is super exciting. So I know a lot of you are probably going to ask about shipping furniture because this is going to another state. For Cherish, they arrange the shipping. So that is awesome. If you sell furniture and have a place to store it, I would recommend that you look into the details of Cherish. So now to the next item that sold. Okay, the next item that sold is also a Danish modern piece, and it is this dining table. If you watched my last thrift adventure video, we were camping and fishing on the Grand Run River, and we stopped on our way home at the Goodwill in Lewiston, Idaho, and I found this gorgeous table. It is marked Made in Denmark underneath. I don't know what the name brand is, but it has these really cool, I don't know if I'll be able to get this on camera, but the leaves are enclosed. So they just pull out from underneath. And this was at the Goodwill there for $59.99. I ended up getting 20% off, but we didn't have any blankets or anything, so I had to buy a couple things. So I'm just gonna say that my cost of goods was that $60. I listed this on Facebook Marketplace last week for $725, and someone came in and bought it for full price. So there was no website commission, and that made my net profit $665. I am just thrilled with this week's sales. You know, I said I was a little lazy about listing furniture, and hopefully this will remind me that I need to get that stuff up because there's definitely money to be made. So the next items are this pair of vintage chrome-based end tables. Now, I wouldn't recommend that you pick up chrome unless you really know what you're doing. It's been a really slow seller for me. These took forever to sell, but they are sold. I paid $100 for the pair, and I had these listed on Cherish, and they also sold on Cherish for $395 for the pair. I had really hoped for more for these, but it is what it is. And like I said, Cherish charges a 20% commission. So that made my net profit $216 for these, which I'm happy to see them go. I can use that money to put into some other furniture and whatnot to sell. Here is a little quick view of my mini showroom. This is the room that I have my furniture out in, and then the other room I use for storage and photography and whatnot. So I will probably do another video in the future that talks a little bit more about shipping furniture across the country, but for now we'll just talk about this. So I'd love it if you would comment down below if you see anything in this video that you think's cool, what your favorite piece was, whatnot. Like the video, I would really appreciate that, and subscribe to my channel. All right, see you tomorrow. Hey there, I'm back to ship out my sales from the last couple of days, and to be honest, Poshmark was a little bit slow for me. It's been kind of like a roller coaster lately. I'll have a few days of really amazing sales and then a few days of pretty slow sales, but I'm so thankful that I have been working on diversifying more. If you learn anything from this video, I would say just to try and diversify what you sell. Look for another area or another website or another app that you can sell on, so that you know, when Poshmark is slow or your main platform is slow, hopefully the other areas will make up for that. So the first item that sold is this interesting pair of vintage, they're Durango brand. I don't know if you can see that, but they're called mule ear boots. You see this kind of flap here. And I was at a thrift store and I saw these and I thought they looked kind of interesting, but I didn't know what they were. So what did I do? I think I just looked up Durango to see if I could find anything similar, and I did, and they had some really amazing comps, like up to $250. But these were size 8.5D men's. So I think that's kind of a difficult size to sell because it's a small size for a man. And then the D, I think, means that it's wide. I can't remember, but I looked that up. And these had some flaws, like these aren't supposed to be tacked down. This one has come off, but someone tacked it down. Anyways, I put all of that in the listing. I had originally started these at $169. I had relisted them, reduced them, and I had them listed at $99 most recently. And it was a guest buyer, and they came in and bought them full price for $99. So that's pretty exciting. I had paid $7 for these at the thrift store. So that made my net profit $72.20. They did take quite some time to sell, but for that type of profit, I think I'm more than happy to wait for that. So I am going to package these up off camera. I'm gonna stuff them a little bit more, but I do wanna show you what I'm using for the box. So I didn't have a pre-made box that was big enough, and I didn't want to bend these because they're kind of a stiffer leather. So I took 2 of these large box number 7s and I just shimmied them together to make a Franken box. So when I do this, of course you want 2 boxes that are the same size, and then they'll have these flaps, and I'll put, you know, these 2 flaps on the inside and these 2 flaps on the outside. And then I tape down all the seams so they don't get caught in the machinery in the post office. And I've done this before for other large items, and I haven't had a problem. As long as it stays under the 5-pound weight limit, that's what you need to worry about. So I'm pretty excited about that sale. So the next item that sold is this vintage turquoise beaded necklace. And then these little kind of cream colored beads are called Heishi beads. It's Heishi. And they're often used in Native American jewelry. Now this doesn't have any marks, so I don't know for sure if it's actually Native American made. So I put keywords like Southwest, turquoise nugget, Western, vintage, bohemian, natural stone, just as many things as I could think of. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I think maybe I have, but so on Poshmark, when you're selling a vintage item like this or other jewelry, oftentimes there won't be a brand name. So for the brand name, I put vintage, and it's actually a set brand in Poshmark, and a lot of people will follow that brand. So when new items come in, I don't know if you've noticed, like if you buy Patagonia stuff, you'll get suggested new listings for Patagonia. Well, it works the same way for vintage. So that's what I do with most of my jewelry. My belts, I almost always list my belts in the vintage brand, unless they're, you know, a designer name or something, but that just helps get your pieces more exposure. So I had just listed this. I just bought this maybe 2 weeks ago at an estate sale, and I just had listed it about a week ago. And I think I listed it at $39, and the buyer offered me $32. I may have undersold this, I'm not sure, but I was ready for a quick sale. So I went ahead and accepted that $32. I had paid $3 for this at the estate sale. So that made my net profit $22.60. I think that's fine. You know, I got it, listed it quick, and sold it quick, which is always a good thing. You know, maybe I could have gotten a little bit more if I had waited, but I was just happy to, you know, bring it in and ship it out quickly. So at the same estate sale, I also got this turquoise nugget beaded necklace. And I use the same types of keywords. This one feels a little bit more substantial. And again, sold in less than a week. So I am pretty sure that I underpriced these, but you know, sometimes you can't know everything, and you can't, you know, verify everything. If I tried to, you know, research turquoise nugget necklaces, there's stuff from Thailand and Mexico and pretty much everywhere. So again, I listed this for $39. The buyer offered me $35, which I was happy to accept. I had also paid $3 for this at an estate sale. So that made my net profit $22.32. Quick and easy sale. I am happy with that. I like to wrap my jewelry in a little bit of bubble wrap just in case it gets, you know, tousled around in transit. I've only had one jewelry item break, and it was kind of a thin plastic, and I guess I just didn't pad it enough. So you'll notice that a lot of the time I say that I pay $3 for jewelry items. We have an estate sale company that prices their jewelry at $1, $3, $5, $8. And then every once in a while, you know, they'll have a $10 or $20 item. But for the most part, she prices stuff at $3. So I am always there. To be honest with you, usually I'm there 2 to 2.5 hours before the sale starts to wait in line. So it does take time to get these deals. And I've had some comments recently, people thanking me for telling them about jewelry and saying they don't have access to these types of things in their area. And that may be true, but I also highly suggest that you try and check out estate sales, yard sales, church sales. A lot of times they will just have so much stuff that they can't go through everything, and the prices are really affordable there. And with, you know, Goodwill raising their prices so much, you really have to find other places to, you know, source for affordable things. And that's just what I do, but hopefully it helps you out a little bit to find some different things to diversify your business. So I should be back in the next couple of days to share the other things that I ship out. I'll see you then. Thanks. Hi, I'm back to ship out my sales from the last couple of days, and I sold another piece of furniture. I cannot believe how good this last week has been. I'm so excited. And I really needed to get rid of some of that stuff and make some money. So I forgot to do a video of the item before they took it. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert a photo after this clip. So it was a mid-century style dresser from probably the 1960s or 1970s. And I had paid $40 for it at an estate sale, and I listed it on Facebook Marketplace for $425 last week, and the buyer came and bought it full price. They did pay using Square, so I had a small fee with that. So after that fee and my cost of goods, it made my net profit $373. I am so excited. This is just awesome. So I hope you guys you know, will keep your eyes out for furniture. And it doesn't have to be mid-century. It can just be whatever style that you are interested in. If you watch at yard sales and estate sales, furniture goes for really cheap prices, and you can just do small, you know, things to fix it up and flip it and make a profit. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert a photo of that here. Okay, so you saw that, and I only sold one item on Poshmark in the last 2 days, so it is sure a good thing that I listed that furniture on Cherish and on Facebook Marketplace, because otherwise my week wouldn't have been that great. But the item I did sell was a pretty good profit. So it is this vintage mink fur stole. I can't believe it. Over the last couple of weeks, I have sold things that are winter, like, you know, last week and the week before I sold those heavy long wool coats, and it's July. I mean, I'm sure there's some places that maybe it's cold, but I don't know. Anyways, I'm happy to have these sales, and it shows you that you should have winter items listed all year all year round, and that if you thrift a winter item, you don't have to wait to list it for that season. I just list it when you get it, and then if it doesn't sell, then when that season hits, relist it so it's a fresh listing. I had picked this up at the Goodwill for $10, and I do still see these periodically at the Goodwill and frequently at estate sales. I had listed this for $199, and it had been listed for a little while. These can bring good prices, but they take a little while to sell. I had sent out a couple of different offers on this, and up to 20% off, and the buyer counter offered me $145, which I thought was great. So I went ahead and accepted that. Like I said, I paid $10, so that made my net profit $106, which is wonderful in my book. So I'm just going to use this larger cube box, which is box number 7. And I just gently folded this and then kind of folded it in the middle to fit in there. So that's it for this week. All in all, I'm not going to complain about my sales at all. And I hope you learned something from this video and you saw some new items that you could keep your eyes out to pick up and make money on. So if you did enjoy this video, I would so appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below, and if you are liking my videos, if you'd hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out, and it really encourages me to keep going. So hope to see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.